I just watched the top 5 results on YouTube on how to delete a Jira project, and they're all wrong. So in this video, I'm going to show you how to delete a Jira project and give you all the steps, because those other videos are missing a couple of critical steps, and I'm going to make sure you have all the information that you need. So make sure you hit that subscribe button, make sure you hit that like button, and if you need any help with any Jira questions and or problems, make sure you check out the link down in the description. I partner up with ReleaseTEAM. They're there to help you out with your Jira problems. So let's jump into it. So inside of Jira, if you ever want to delete a Jira project, you first need to know a couple of things. And the first one is that you need to be an administrator to be able to do this. No regular user is going to be able to just delete projects. So you do need to be a Jira admin, an administrator, a site admin, or an org admin, one of those 4 levels of admins to be able to delete a project. Now, the next thing that you need to know is that to get to the page to delete the projects is not like the other videos mentioned. So all the other videos say, go to projects, go to view all projects, and then delete it from here. But the problem there is that this list, even if you're an admin, this list is only designed to show you projects that you have access to. So what happens if you don't have access to the project? Well, it's not going to show up on this list, and therefore deleting the project from this view is not going to be very efficient. So the proper way to delete a project is to click on the gear in the top right corner and go to projects. Here you're going to see all the projects, regardless of whether you have permissions to them or not. And I know it's mind-blowing as an admin. Even though we have all the power, we don't always have access to every Jira project. This list is going to guarantee you to show you every project in your Jira instance. It doesn't matter if you have access or not, which is going to be very critical in case you've been trying to delete a project and then you can't find it. So once you find the project that you want to delete, I'm going to go to page 3 here because I have a project here called version 3 Thanksgiving. You are then going to click on the ellipses under more actions right below me, right here, and you are going to click on move to trash. Then you're going to read through this because once you delete something, it's basically going to be gone. And so we're going to click on move. Okay, this is going to move it to the trash. However, this is where all the other YouTube videos get it wrong. This didn't technically do anything, at least not yet. And in 60 days time, then your project will be deleted. But what happens if you want to delete it right now? And the reason you would want to delete a project right now is because deleting a project is the only way to reuse a key. And so if you want to get the key and or the project name from maybe a project you made a mistake on, or maybe an older project from a few years ago, and you just want that key, you have to delete the project and you have to permanently delete it. So what we just did temporarily deletes it for 60 days. However, in those 60 days, you can always restore them, and we don't want that. So once you hit the delete button, you got to come over to trash, and that project that we just worked on is now in our trash. However, this key is still preserved for the next 60 days. The name is preserved for the next 60 days, and we don't want that. We want it right now. We want it gone. And so the second step you need to do is you go to your trash, you click these ellipses, and you click on the delete now button. Once you hit that button, then your project is permanently going to be deleted. The name and the key are going to become available again, and that project is gone. So a couple disclaimers. One, once you hit that delete now, it is gone forever. So unless you have a backup with something like revise, you're not going to be able to bring that project back. That project is gone. All the data, the work items, everything inside of it, attachments, all of it, it's gone. Second, as I mentioned, everything is gone. It's not immediate. Depending on how many work items you have in there, expect to take a while. If you have an empty project, maybe you have 100 items, 300 items, 500 items, it might delete over a few seconds. But if you have tens of thousands of work items in a project, expect to wait a couple of hours. Don't freak out. I used to suspect that Atlassian had a team of minions somewhere going one by one and deleting every work item. But I asked the head of Jira if this was the case, and he said no. What happens is there's a lot of tentacles that these projects are interconnected in the backend, in their databases, to connections with Confluence and Bitbucket and so on. And so meticulously, services need to be shut down for each of these Jira projects, so they just take a minute to delete everything. And so be patient and don't freak out. Don't try to delete it again and again and again because it's going to yield the same results. It just takes some time. So anyways, those are the proper steps on how to delete a project. It just blows my mind that everybody's been teaching you how to do it wrong. And so hopefully this video sets the record straight, and hopefully it alleviates some of that frustration when you're trying to delete those projects. Again, make sure you hit that subscribe button. We're trying to get to 100,000 subs, so help us get there. Hit that like button, and I'll see you in the next one.